Hello everyone, welcome to my English class. My name's Hu and today I'm gonna to share you about some information in a speaking test in the IELTS. As you have known, two there are two main part in a speaking test in the IELTS. They are part 1, part 2, and part 3. However, today I gonna to share you about two parts. They are part 1 and part 2. And in part 1 today I will introduce you two topics. They are New Year and name. And in the part 2 I will show you how to describe an object. And at the end of this lesson, in the part 4, is your practice time. Now we move to part 1 first of all, and the section A. Section A is about topic New Year, and there are four questions for this topic. You can see here. How do you celebrate New Year? Why do people think New Year is a beginning? Do you still remember a New Year that you celebrated? Do you have any ceremonies to celebrate the New Year in your country? Now I will give you about 5 minutes to think up your own ideas and speak it loudly in front of your mirror. Okay, time is run out. If you don't have time enough, you should pause my video for a few minutes and then answer the questions fully. Now we move to the first question. How do you celebrate New Year? Then I will give you a minute to answer your question fully. Please brainstorm. Here is my sample for this question. I say that in our culture, the New Year, also known as the Tet holiday, is about family. Personally, I usually celebrate Lunar New Year by visiting my hometown and spending the entire holiday with my family. On this occasion, we often gather together to cook traditional food or decorate our houses. You can collect useful information about my answers, or you can use your own ideas. Now we move to the next part. It's the New World part. You can see here. Tet holiday, it has the same meaning with the word Lunar New Year. Tet holiday is often used in Asian countries. And the word to gather together. Traditional food. to be all about. And we move to the next question. Why do people think New Year is a beginning? Again, I will give you a minute so you should brainstorm your idea and speak it loudly in front of your mirror. Okay, time it out. Here is my example for this question. Here it is. Isn't it? Well, maybe because it's the very first day of the year. You know, people think that it's the best time to start a clean slate, being motivated to achieve newly created goals and moving on from the mistakes committed in the past. We can also start to develop a new hobby or a business, which are truly a new beginning or start. If you don't have, if you can't come up with any ideas, you can pick up some, pick up my ideas to your test. Then we move to newer part. You can see here a clean slate. Oh, one thing that's really important. I want to share with you that in the speaking test in IELTS, you should use more idioms and phrasal verbs. It means that you say naturally, and then the examiner can give you a higher score band to commit a mistake. It means that you are doing a wrong action. To develop a new hobby is also the same meaning with uh, enhance or um, improve or start a new hobby. Now we move to the next question. Do you still remember a new year that you celebrated? Again, I will give you a minute to answer this question fully. Alright, time is out. In this question, it's a yes/no question, so you should answer directly yes or no. It's but don't get me wrong, it doesn't like that you have to say yes or no merely. You can deliver your thoughts in many ways. And look at my example. I will show you. You can see it there. In this question, I will tell a small story of my sex experience in the last New Year event. You can see. Well, I have a lot of memories of celebrating the New Year's Day, but not the one that's really unforgettable was when I was away from my family last year. I had to spend the entire tech holiday by myself as I couldn't return home due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I was studying abroad and the situation was really serious at that time. is a precious tip. Is a precious tip because if you cannot you don't know how to answer a question, you can uh, tell about a story, a very small, short story about this event to fill the blank. And so you can additionally you can add your feeling uh, in this kind of question to expand your answer. You can see here. I must say that was the saddest New Year I've ever had. Here are some new words that I have used in my sample. You can see here. Unforgettable. It means that something is really impressive or a really important that you can't forget them after all. And the word study abroad, it means that you study in a foreign institution or school or university. It means that you don't study in your hometown. And study abroad had the synonym with study overseas. Here is the next question. Do you have any ceremonies to celebrate the new year in your country? Again, I will give you 1 minute to brainstorm your ideas. Alright, time is out. As I have mentioned before, it's a yes no question. And do you know how to do? And here is my sample. Look at my, please look at my slides carefully. Customarily or traditionally, Vietnamese adults in the family always give lucky money to the young ones during the Lunar New Year. I used to receive a lot of it when I was a child. However, many things have changed now as I grow up. I love handing out lucky money to see the blissful smiles on children's faces. Please read my sample, and if you find something interesting or useful, you should collect for your ideas. Here are some new words you should learn by heart every day to improve your vocabulary ranges. Customarily, it had the same meaning with traditionally and conventionally. Lucky money is the amount of money that a children will achieve will be offered from the adults in the tax holiday in and which is wrapped into red envelopes. The structure used to verb it means that this action you did it in the past, but at the moment you no longer do it again anymore. Blissful is unattractive to express something happy, enjoy, and so on. Now the part 1A is finished and we've moved to part 1B with the topic names. I will say to you that this is a really tough topic because the ideas of this topic is abstract and it's really hard to uh, be expressed. Here are some questions that I want to show you. Is it easy for you to remember people's names? How do you remember people's names? How do you feel when people can't remember your name? Do you often forget people's names? And again, I will give you more than 5 minutes to brainstorm and answer these questions smoothly. Alright, because the time is limited. So if you don't have time enough, you can pause my video for a few minutes and then you can continue your practicing. The first question is it easy for you to remember people's names? And there I have two samples for this question, and the first one is I will say that unfortunately I'm terrible at remembering names, especially my acquaintances. I've had some embarrassing appearance where I called someone with a different name by mistake and all I got was a blank stare. However, with my family members and close friends, I can't be wrong. As I have mentioned before, because it is a yes-no question, so you should answer directly yes or no. And in the first way, I choose no. Oh, sorry, it's my mistake. I choose yes because oh, sorry so much. I choose no because I find it's really difficult to remember. And here are some new words. Please write them down on your notebook and learn by heart every day to enhance your vocabulary range. Unfortunately, it's a synonym with the word unluckily. To be terrible at it means that you don't have a good ability. You don't have a good ability to do something. And the word unacquaintance is the synonym with stranger. Give someone a blank stare is to express the situation that you make a surprise or a confusion to the partner. and then we in other words, we can answer the different, you can answer in a different way, and this answer I will show you that if in the previous answer I say no, he in this answer I will say yes. You can see here. Yes, I can easily remember people's names. I believe that's because I always pay attention when I'm introduced to someone. You know, I don't want to put myself in an awkward situation where I have to ask people's names again. This simply implied. You can see here. Oh, I want to talk to you that you should pay more attention to red words because the words are really important in the words are really important in the lessons, and it also the main and the or the core idea or the core idea of this question. Here are some new words. Pay attention is the synonym with concentrate on or focus on. It means that you should pay more. You should put more your effort, your time, your money to or your attempts to do something. Put someone in an awkward situation. The word awkward here is the same meaning with the word weird or to express something unusual or abnormal. Implied either opposite has the opposite meaning with the word polite. Implied has the synonym with the word rude. The next question is that how do you remember people's names? And again, I will give you 1 minute to talk about your idea in front of your mirror. Alright, time is out. And here is my example. Please look at my slides. I will answer this. As I mentioned before, I'm bad at it. However, lately I've been making an effort to remember people's names by associating their names with their physical features, like hairstyle, shape of face, and the like. That's the best way to improve my memory in remembering names. I could say that. Please observe my slides and collect useful information that you think uh, that you think unique it. And here are some new words to make an effort to. It had the same meaning with the previous word. a physical feature. It's either opposite. It has the opposite meaning with the word a mental feature. Additionally, a physical feature, is to express your appearance, maybe, or your weight, your shape, your nose, your mouth, and so on. And the word the like here is the same meaning with the word such as the list goes on, so on, and the thing like that. Now, I want to say I have one more thing to say with that. The word like it has the same function with the words such as actually and well, or because it's help you increase your nature, so it will affect greatly on your band score in the speaking test. Next, we move to the next question. How do you feel when people can't remember your name? Again, I will give you a minute to speak out your idea. Alright, time it out, and then I will show my answer. Actually, I don't mind at all. However, if they keep forgetting my name despite seeing each other on a regular basis, I surely feel bad about it. You know, it simply shows that I don't really matter. And again, please pay more attention to red words because it's the key words in this answer. And then I will show you some new words. Keep doing something. It had it means that you continue to do something on a regular or daily basis. Had the same meaning with the word every day and regularly. Don't or doesn't matter. It means that you don't mind it. Here's a next question. Do you often forget people's name? And again, I will give you for 1 minute to speak aloud your idea. Alright, time it out. And here is my sample. My answer is yes, I have to admit that it's a bad habit which I really need to change. Due to my poor memory, I can barely remember not only people's names but also their faces. Improving my ability in terms of remembering others is one of my immediate goals to be more professional when it comes to social gatherings. And here are new words. Oh, sorry. A poor memory is mean that you cannot memorize something for a long time. It's only a short time. An immediate goal it means that it's a short-term goal. Social gatherings have the same meaning with the word social relationships. Here's another question. Do you often forget people's name? And again, I will give you for 1 minute to speak loudly your answer. Alright, time is out, and here I will show you my sample. As I have told you before, it's a yes no question. So you should answer directly. First of all, a yes or no. However, you can change the way how to express these words, and you can see it on your screen. I say that not at all. I think remember people's names is a way to show how we respect them, so that I always make sure not to forget the names of my acquaintances, and I really enjoy it. Alright, the part 1 is finished at this time, and now we move to part 2. And in this part 2, I will tell you how to describe an object with contents. And here are some sample questions that I want to illustrate you. The first one is that describe a skill you think you can teach other people. The second is describe a kind of weather you like. And the last one is describe a piece of international news that you just recently heard. Do you come up with any new ideas for this kind of questions? And first of all, I will show you how to handle the first question. That's it. This kind of skill you can teach other people. And I will give you for about 5 minutes to brainstorm and come up with new ideas to this questions to the question. Alright, time is limited, so if you don't have time enough again, please pause my video for a few minutes and then you can practice well. In this kind of question, you should answer 4 questions below. The first one is that what it is, and you can tell more information about yourself to expand your answer. The second is that when you learned it. It means that you should mention the time in which year you learned the skill. The third one is that how you taught others is merely the manner. And the last one is that how you feel about the skill. And now I will show you how to deal with these questions. It has the same structure with other questions that there are four main sections. The first one is that talk about yourself. The second is that how you know about it. The third one is that its main content. And the last one is that how do you feel. In the first session, you should say about your personality or your habit with your habit which relates to the topic. And I have some available sentence that you can apply directly to your answer. Here it is. I would like to start by telling you that I'm a bit of a someone, or I'm quite a someone. Actually, I'm a someone, and in other words, you can say that I would consider myself a someone. And in the session 2, how you know about it, you can say this it happened a long time ago, or you can add this sentence. My recollection of it is rather of it is rather dim or vague, or still vivid or distinct. And the third one is main content. You should pay attention more careful to this session because it is the core idea of your whole speaking test. And the last one is how do you feel? It's just you just say about your feeling. Here is my example about this question. You should concentrate on my slides thoroughly. For the first session, I will talk something about myself. You can see that a skill that I know very well and I am able to teach others, which is blah blah blah. You can fill your skill on this blank. And then the second question is that how you learned it. You can see my sample. I learned or pick up the skill in how many years ago, and where and from who. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic. So because of this special occasion, so I was stuck in lockdown, and then it called a great opportunity to improve my skill set. And at the end of this idea, you can conclude your main idea by a sentence like, the critical skill that I've always wanted to develop was. Please pay more attention to red words because it is the keywords. Because they are keywords in this question. Now we move to the third section. In this section, you will say about its main features. You can describe it as a basic, a necessary, a survival, or a life-changing skill. And then you should say about how does it work by using using this available structure that I showed to you. Is A the purpose of this skill is, or you can mention some benefits of this skill. It helps with reduce anxiety or pain reduction, or manages negative thoughts and feelings. Or you can use other words that you want. And then again, you should conclude your main idea by a sentence at the next of the part. It's like this. It is really essential or practical or useful or powerful. You can say whatever you talk about. And now, please watch watching my slides because it is the main section in this answer. You must say the manner how you teach others this skill. You teach other this skill to which purpose, such as to enhance, to develop or master this skill. And you should and you also should mention your role in this skill, that you are a one-to-one tutor, or a mentor, or a regular consultancy, or a regular supporter, and so on. And then you should talk about your teaching methods, that you teach others online or offline. For example, you can say that you open online classes via some online platforms. And the last section is that you should mention your feelings, your thought, your emotion about after you teach other people. You can use one of these structure here. Whenever I practice or teach with that skill, I feel blah blah blah, or you can say that being able to inspire, motivate, or help you feel blah 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 blah. Do you understand me? And at the end of your test, you should say this sentence. Thanks to that, I believe that blah blah blah, and I want to do something blah blah blah. And the next question, it does describe a kind of weather you like. And I will give you a hint that it had the same structure. It tend to have a same structure with the previous question. So I will give you 5 minutes to brainstorm, think up new ideas, and speak loudly in front of your mirror to practice. Okay, because time is limited. So if you don't have time enough, please pause my video for a few minutes and then you will continue your practicing. As I have mentioned before, the structure here also have four main sections. Here it is. The first one is that what kind of weather it is, and you can add some information about yourself, your experience in this weather. The second is that when this weather usually occurs. The third one is that what you people usually do during this weather. And the last one is that you should plan why you like it. And now I will show you how to deal with these questions. As I have mentioned before, it's also have four parts with the same with other questions. The first one is that talk about yourself, and the next is that when this weather occurs, and the next is that activities you can do in this weather, and the last one is that how do you feel about it. You can see here it's a completely similar with the previous answers. You will say about your personality, your habit, which relates to this topic in the first section. And now we move to my example about the first question that you will say about yourself or your experience in this weather. You can see some available structure that I have prepared. You can talk about where you are living or where you were born and the kind of weather here and the and its features, its overall feature. You can see here. I was born or I'm living in where. The place is not for a unpredictable or a fickle weather. The weather there is almost hot or cold all year round. And you can expand your answer by adding this sentence. To be honest, it's hard to tell you what is my favorite kind of weather, but I could say that. And then there are different types of weather that you should pay more attention to. And here are the weather. Here are some topic vocabularies that I want to show you, and you should collect some of these to remember, and you can apply it to your test. However, please remember that you only pick up some or several of them, because if you remember too much, you will hesitate when you using it in your test. Here you can see there are 6 main types of weather. They are sun, rain, clouds, fog, snow, and wind. For the sun, we have the word bright, blazing, sunlight, or sunshine. On rainy days, we have drizzling, pouring, raining, or lessing. And how about on cloudy days, there is a cloudy, gloomy, foggy, or overcast. And on foggy days, it can be mist, haze, dense fog, or patchy fog. On snowy days, it can be snowfall, snowstorm, snowflake, and blizzard. And the last one is that on windy days, it can be breeze, blustery, windstorm, and hurricane. And here there are six. There are oh, there are only five words that you can use to describe the temperature or the natural disasters. Oh, there's more one thing that I want to tell you that you should aware of the difference between two words. They are weather and season. You should you must remember that these two words has a very different meanings. So you please don't confuse with this, and please concentrate or consider when using this word in your text, because if you use it in a wrong use, your band score will be affected negatively. Please collect please collect these words and write them down on your notebook. Then we move to the next part that the you should talk about main features that when this weather usually occur. You can say it lasts in which month, normally from which month to which month, and it starts in which month and continue to which month. On top of that, you should mention about your feeling about the weather's features. That can be a beautiful weather or amazing or perfect weather, because it is your personal idea. So the answer is variant upon your emotion. Next, we will talk about why you consider it as your favorite weather. First of all, you should admit you should state that this is your favorite weather by this sentence. For me, it is an ideal weather due to many reasons. And then you can talk more detailed information to expand your answer by here. Firstly, you can talk about which activities that you or people can do during this weather. Here it is my example. During the weather, I can enjoy a wide range of exciting activities. On top of that, you can mention types of clothes that you can wear in this weather. You can say your feeling about is they are fashionable, trendy, comfortable, or fresh. And on top of that, you can consider and think that whether it's a long holiday or not. And finally, you can put some ideas about the seasonal fruits and vegetables in this kind of weather. They are healthy and tasty, or they can be not really delicious as another weather. And the last section is that you should talk about how do you feel. you can use the available structure that I'm showing to you. The weather always brings me a sense of excitement, enjoyment, rejoicing, and delight. Or in other words, you can only say this sentence. This is always the time that I look forward to the most during the whole year. It conclude that this year is your favorite weather. Next, I will give you these questions as your homework. Because the time of this lesson is limited and I can't give you the answer of this question. So I will show you in the next lessons. And the question is describe a piece of international or local news. I will give you some hints that it had the same structure with the previous questions. It also includes 4 main sections, and you should depend on this structure to make up your speaking. And here are 4 questions that you should answer to do this type of question. You can see that the first one is that you should tell about yourself, your experience, and something which relates to the topic. The second is that you should mention where, when, and what were you doing when you heard it. The third is that what was the news about. It can be about politics, about the celebrities, the entertainment, the education, or the finance. And the last one is that you should give your explanations how you felt about it. This questions is completely similar with previous questions. So I think it's quite easy for all of you. As I have mentioned before, because the time is limited, so I don't have time enough to show you the answer of this question. So I will show you in my next video. And now is your practice time. You should spend this time to record or your answers of questions that I have given you from the start of this lesson to the end, and then you place them, you repeat them, and you should find mistakes in these recordings, so you can enhance your ability. Do you understand my idea? Please trust me. After you do this for a while, for a short time, you can see your skills is strengthened a lot. And of course, at the moment the lesson is finished. And I really appreciate for your attention. Thanks a lot. Thanks a bunch for your listening and for your paying attention to my video. Thank you.